Hi everyone, welcome to tonight's live Facebook. Tonight I'm sharing with you one of my stamp sets that's just come in, the Winter Woods. Now this has been in the holiday catalogue and it's been on my wish list for, well, since the holiday catalogue started. And yeah, I didn't realise how much I'm going to get out of this. It's great for not just Christmas cards but also for men's cards. So I think this will be a really good set to have in my collection, and I do have a big collection. Yeah, so I'm just a tad early, so I'll just give everyone a couple of minutes to jump on. Just like me, leave a message if you're coming on. Hi Robin, it's nice to see that you're on. Yeah, so leave a message for me, and I'm going to share with you a little bit about this stamp set tonight. I wish you all a Merry Christmas because yeah, this is our last one before Christmas, and wow, Christmas is coming up really fast. So I hope everyone's got their Christmas shopping done and all ready to go. I've just got to do a little bit of food shopping. Other than that, I'm pretty well organised. Hi Nicole, nice to see you online too tonight. I love it when the girls come on. Leave me a message if there's something that you would like, maybe for me to demonstrate for you, or a stamp set. Hi Nicole. Yeah, if you have something that you might like to learn, you can always send me a quick text. I'm happy to yeah, pick a stamp set out, and if I've got it, I'll definitely share it with you, different ideas. We've got lots happening coming up in 2019. Some online classes happening, some swaps happening, so shares happening with ribbons and embellishments and papers. This is a good way to receive lots of goodies a little bit cheaper and not having to buy the whole package. So like with our paper, Designer Series paper, instead of buying a whole pack, you get to share it with some other people. So they're all coming up. Some more information coming up on my blog, as well as my Facebook page. So just keep an eye open for all what's coming up for 2019. All my classes are on my nearly listed into my class area on my Teresa Brown stampingup.net site. So yeah, you can always check that out also. And you can always shop online and use the hostess code as well. And thank you to all the ladies that have placed an order with me over the last few months, and especially this month. And I always like to send a little thank you card and a little gift. This last month I sent out these beautiful little, they're sticky sequins. They've already got the sticky on them, and they're really easy to get off with our new pick tool. So you can just put them on. So yeah, I like to give everyone a little bit of a sample. So you mightn't get a full pack, you might get a couple of sheets. Yeah, you might get some ribbon, you might get some papers, might get dimensions, whatever I've got going and happening for that month. So yes, so always I like to appreciate all the people that shop with me. So I think we're just about past, so I'm going to move the camera down and we're going to start our cards tonight. Okay, let's see if we can see that. Hopefully you can see where I am. So tonight I'm actually using the Night of Navy cardstock for our first card, and I'm going to just start off with, we're sort of just sticking to a little bit of simple, and then we're going to go into a little bit harder. So I'm also going to use our Whisper White ink tonight on our stamp. And like I said, we're using the Winter Woods stamp set. Now, this one's, like I said, has been on my wish list since the Christmas catalogue came out. But I have a wish list just like everyone else. I can't afford to buy everything at once. But I do like being a demonstrator because you get that extra percentage off. And also, it being a bundle, you get that extra 10% off. Now, just remember, this might go over to the new catalogue. I'm not sure if it will, our new main catalogue next year, but if it does, it will come out separate items. You won't get your 10% off in a bundle. So if you're looking at it to use with as a men's card, Christmas card, birthday card, get well card, it's a really good one. So I'm just going to share some things with you tonight. So I hope you enjoy this, but we're going to use our white and we're going to ink up our stamp. Also, I'm going to share with you tonight some of our beautiful all-purpose, I like to call it, it's the frosty white one. So I'm going to share that with you also tonight. So I'm just going to stamp down on the Night of Navy cardstock and just put a little bit of pressure on that. Okay, so you can sort of see this is the white, how it's come out. It's come out really lovely. I love the white on it. Now, out of our, which stamp set was it? This one, our Daisy Delight stamp set. We've got all these little, like the little flowers that go on these stems, but I'm actually going to use them on the tree. So I've already got it onto a block, so I'm just going to dab into the white and I'm just going to start adding these onto the trees. And the good thing about it is you can just go whichever way you want to go. It's not going to make any difference. So I'm just going to add these on here. Just to give it a little bit more texture to this, as Christmassy this one is. So I've done that, and then I've got my little straight block and I'm going to add that into the white ink as well. And I'm just going to use this on the ground here at the moment and just come in on the ground part here, just where the snow is. Then we're going to use our little one again and just bring in some lots and lots of little, doing this fairly quick, lots and lots of little, turn it around, maybe you can see what I'm doing that way. So, and it's all just done in the white ink, so which is really nice because you only need that one colour and you can work on your navy blue. Okay, so I actually have a cloth here just to clean the white off because it leaves your cleaning pad pretty white. So I just have an old face washer that I use to clean the white off first before I put it in the cleaning pad. So then we're going to stamp out the word. Like I was saying to you, I think it was last week, I like to put my words on the block not straight because sometimes it's crooked. I like to actually put it on this way, crooked, so that you can line up the straight end of the stamp, which should make our word nice and straight. Okay, thinking of you this season. So once again, just use that face washer to, it's just a damp face washer to take off the white ink. And I'll just do our trees as well because I want to use this stamp set again. This stamp again, I mean, not the stamp set, but the stamp. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a bit of a clean. Okay, so I put the lid on our white. Now, if you wanted to add a little bit of our pearl to this, you can. And you can just add it to the stamp, but just clean your stamp straight away. Use your sponge dauber and just add it to your stamp and just come down with it. It will just give it a few little bit of shimmer pieces through it, and yeah, so it's quite cute. So that's one way you can use the shimmer. I'm just going to wash the stamp straight away because I like to get it off straight away. The other way is just actually doing a little bit of a layer with the sponge dauber I don't know if you can see that glittering, but it actually does give it a really beautiful shimmer. And then as it's coming off a little bit, you just go up the center of the trees. Just makes them stand out just that little bit more. Has anyone used the frosty white, well, I call it like a shimmer paint, but it's called multi-purpose ink. Has anyone used that or got that? It comes in a few different colours, the gold and the silver, the bronze, but I love this frosty whitey bit. Okay, so I don't know if you can actually see the frosty, how it shines on there. Yep, thank you. Someone's saying yep. I can't see your name, but thank you so much. So I'm just going to clean that stamp, that block. Okay, just fold our card in half. So this is just going to be Night and Navy and White. So it's very basic. It's what we call a really nice, simple little card, actually. And I'm just going to nail down some white cardstock. Oh, take the lid off. And I'm just going to put that on the front of the card. And because it's navy, Night and Navy, I also want to put one on the inside, but I'm just going to add a little bit of Night and Navy. I was going to add some Night and Navy ink on that, but I haven't got it in front of me, so we won't do that tonight. So I'm just going to add it inside the card. But you can add some Night and Navy trees on the inside if you wanted to. I think I've got everything over here, but I haven't. That's okay. So just pop that one on there. That's the inside. So it makes it really good to be able to write your verse in there. And then I'm just going to nail this one onto the front. And that will be our first little card done. And you can sort of see that didn't take very long to do. And it's a really sweet Christmas card. Just about done all my Christmas cards, but I've got a special friend that I can give that one to. Okay, so that's one that we can do. So the next card we're going to do is on my white and the pumpkin pie. And we're going to do like an autumn theme. So this could be for a birthday. And I'm going to use my markers. So you can use 2 colours, 3 colours, 4 colours, whatever you want. But I'm just going to go through with just 2 colours at the moment. So I'm just going to colour in with the marker. So I'm going to do orange here, every second one, some pumpkin pie, I should say, it is pumpkin pie. And this one over here. How many people use their markers? Let me know if you use your markers. I love them because you can add lots of colours onto a stamp, which is really good. So here we're going to use the red. So I'm going to just colour this one in red. And this one. So yeah, please leave me comments. Yes, you love your markers. No, I haven't used them before. Haven't tried them before. You never know. You might end up with a marker coming your way. Who knows? I like to do surprise things every now and then. And then I'm just going to use the early espresso down on the stems here. And you can do them as thick or as thin as you want. There's no right or wrong way. Then you're going to huff on it. You're going to huff on it to bring the ink back to the top of the rubber. And then we're just going to bring this down on our card. And how beautiful does that look? You know, you've got all these nice colours. And like I said, you can use lots and lots of different colours if you want to. So you can use all different ones, reds, yellows, greens, whatever colour you want. Now we've got another little stamp here that's also in our same stamp set, and it's like a bit of ground, so I'm just going to use I might use, what colour am I going to use? Crumb coat. Might use Mossy Meadow on this one. You can use all different colours, but I'll use the Mossy Meadow. It's a bit of green, so we're going to have a bit of grass looking ground down here. So it's quite nice. You just pop it down over, and you can have it however you want. You can cross it over one another. You don't have to go in a straight line. That's what I love about it, is that you can just bring it in and put the ground in wherever you want to place it. So it's quite lovely. Now this one could be a beautiful men's birthday card, because you could have happy birthday on there, or even a thank you card. And we've got a nice thank you in the Daisy Delight one, where we use these little flowers. So I'm going to grab that thank you out. It's a really nice thank you, this one. And I'm just going to pop that onto a stamp. Okay, and I'm going to go with, I might go with even the green, because it's quite nice, and it's a bit wet, the green. Okay, so we're just going to put thank you up here. So that's a beautiful thank you, that one. And then you can put happy birthday if you wanted to do happy birthday. So it's another simple little card. I'll just pop that back in there. You can see these are quick and easy little cards tonight, which is really good if you are a beginner stamper, or someone that is just new at it and you haven't had a lot of practice of using your stamps. It's good to have it a little bit more simpler. So you can just bring this in, just make sure it's opening the right way, because I have seen people put them in back to front. And then you can also put a white card on the inside, which I'll do a bit later. Now I did one a little bit earlier without the thank you, and a lot of the times when I actually make these cards up, I don't put happy birthday or thank you. I put them all aside, because I actually put the stamp on it when I need it, you know. So if I need a happy birthday, I might put happy birthday down the bottom here. If I need a thinking of you, I might put thinking of you. If I need a deeper sympathy, I might put a deeper sympathy, because that could be used as a deeper sympathy card as well. Happy anniversary, it could be used for an anniversary card, or just, you know, one that you're thinking about someone, or you just want to send a little note card without anything on it, and you can just write a little note inside. So that's the second little one. Now I did do one, because I know I'm not going to get a lot of time to do all of them, but this one I did with 4 or 5 different colours, and then just added a little punch top. I also used the little stems that's in the stamp set down the bottom as the ground, which is really nice. But we're going to do 2 more cards. So I'm just going to put that one over there. Now the next card we're going to do is an ink direct card, which is one of my favourite techniques, of course it is. And I'm just going to put a punch. Now when I actually punch out my circles, I fold my Post-it note over together and then punch out, so it's a little bit thicker. Now we're going to use crushed curry, pool party, and real red, and then early espresso. Okay, so this is an ink direct. So we open the ink pad and we start off here. So when I do sometimes an ink direct, I use a plain piece of cardstock to do it on, and then I can use it later, or I use the brown paper that our packages come in. So I'm just going to come across. So I just press down a little bit and then come across. Just going to put that back down there. Now every one of these will look a little bit different. when you do them. My stickies just run off this one because I've been using this one quite a bit. So you can sort of see that you can press down and run it across. So that's my real red. The next colour I'm going to use is our crushed curry. And I'm going to come in from this side first. So we get a bit of crushed curry happening there, and I might want just a little bit of thickness over this side, but not too much. Okay, so I want this to look like a sunset water effect, even though that the trees are going to go across it. And then right at the bottom we're going to use just a little bit of the pool party. Has anyone tried the direct ink? I love the direct ink effect. Okay, I'm just going to take this off and just come in with our sponging. I just have a few sponges here, and I'm just going to bring in a little bit of sponging in here. You can actually bring a little bit of the yellow in directly, so we're just going to come in with a little bit of the yellow directly in there. Okay, we're going to get the early espresso. What do you think of that so far? Looks pretty cool. So we're going to get the early espresso, and we're going to get our stamp. We're going to do a bit of reflection as well. So I'm just going to share that with you. We're going to ink up our okay, so I've got some heavier bits and some lighter bits, and we're just going to come in a little bit over this way. I'm just going to hold it down for a couple of minutes. And then once you've got it, you're going to line up your stems and bring it down the bottom. Didn't line it up 100%, but it's not going to matter, you know why? Because you're going to be doing some more. Because you want it a bit bushy. So we're going to come up a bit higher this time. So you can come in with the ones that you did just a minute ago. So they look like they're standing back. And then you can come in, I'm just going to have a little looky, and then bring in those ones. So you sort of get like a bit of reflection happening there. Now we're going to leave that, and we're going to use that ground one. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to use the ground one and bring in just a fraction of this round, so it looks like they're sitting on some ground with a bit of reflection. Okay, so there's no right or wrong of doing that. Okay, then later on you can work out whether it's going to be a birthday card or whatever, and you can put happy birthday, or you can put it on the inside of the card, which is going to be early espresso, because we're using the early espresso ink on the trees. So I've gone with the early espresso. And that's just going to go straight onto the front of the card. So it's a very quick, another quick, simple card. But it looks hard. People go, oh, that's hard. But what we're going to do is we're going to get that on there. And then I'm just going to share with you, I'll put your insert in as well. Always make sure you have your insert in. Like that. So you can sort of see it's quite nice. I did one earlier, so they always come out a little bit differently. Just depends how you want them. Okay, now the last card we're going to do, it's got a little bit more work in it. So they're all got a little bit more work. So we're going to start off with, these are like branches. like tree branches. So I'm going to start off with crumb cake. Okay. Whoops, sorry, I just bumped you guys. So I'm going to start off with the crumb cake. I'm just going to show you what this looks like. It's very light. It just looks like trees, and one end's got more pattern on it than the other. But what I'm going to do is go long ways. So I'm just going to stamp them randomly across my paper. I think sometimes we try to line things up too much, so I think sometimes don't be quite so, I'm going to go with the soft suede. Don't try so hard to line things up, because I think sometimes that can be just so hard to do. So I think sometimes if you do things more randomly. Now this time I'm going to turn it around and have it the other way around a little bit. So we're just going to come in over between the gaps. So we get a bit of a lighter and a darker effect. Now I'm just going to share with you our cutters. In the cutters, I'm going to have it going that way because it looks like trees, a whole row of trees. And in our cutters we have some little fine trees. We have also this long line, and a lot of people ring me and ask me what this is for, so I'm going to share it with you now. When you actually put it onto your big shot, it will cut this shape, so you can actually make your snow hill. Okay, so you can make one layer, you can make 2 layers, you can make as many layers as you want on here. And then you've got your little tree here that actually pops up, it cuts it out. But you've also got a solid tree, you've got some leaves, and you've got lots of other little things in that die cut, which is really beautiful. So I've already cut the little tree out because we're going to shimmer that. So I'm just going to fold my paper over. Put the paper right. So if I do it on the brown, you should be able to see that. And we're going to actually spray it. So we're going to use that Isocol Rubbing Alcohol, and it's an antiseptic, and it's usually with the antiseptics in the bottom shelf at the supermarket. We're going to use a Stampin' Up spritzer bottle, which I'm going to take the lid off, and I'm going to tip the rubbing alcohol in here. Now you can use any inks if you want to. You can use any colour, but we're going to use the shimmer tonight, so I'm just going to turn that over, and you can sort of see that I've put some into our spritzer. Okay, now I'm going to use I usually have a little eye drop with me, but I haven't got it tonight, so I'm just going to pour a little bit in. Then I'm going to put the lid back on and give it a shake. And I'm going to spray our tree, and you'll get this real shimmer tree. It's really lovely. So you can spray it, and because it's rubbing alcohol, it will dry really, really, really quick. So this will dry really, really, really quick. Okay, and it's all shimmered now, which is really lovely. So it looks like it's got the snow coming on it. So we can bring the pieces up. Okay, so that's how we're going to do that. We're going to also do it on our bit of snow. We're going to spray on that one, and it will dry pretty fast. If it takes a little bit, just get your, I'm only going to use the one I've decided tonight. So I'm just going to leave that there for a minute, and I'm just going to add a little bit of snail to my card. and I'm going to add this to it. Okay. So you can sort of see that looks really lovely. We're going to actually bring our Christmas tree down in here. And I've also, out of our new stamp set that's coming out in January the 3rd, which is our beautiful men's Happy Father's Day come gear up garage. It's really lovely. It's got a car image. And this is one of our cling stamp sets. So it actually does cling and stamp to the block really well. So I'm going to use the car. So I stamped out a car before, and I'm just going to give it a colour. I'm also going to use a couple of these little trees, so we're going to spray them. Just hold it up and give them some shimmer on there, and they can be drying while I colour the car. Okay, so I've done it in Memento ink, because the Memento ink is what you use for your stamping blends. Your stamping blends have got a thick end and a thin end. So you've got a thick line and a thinner line, so you can actually write with this side or do smaller details, and you can colour with this side. So I'm just going to colour in the headlights just a little bit. We've got 3, I don't know why, but we have. Just make sure you click them on, and then we're going to get the light crumb cake, and I'm just going to go over the car with the light crumb cake. Oh, I went over it with the dark one. That's all right. I'm going to swap it over for the light one. So that's better. Doesn't matter if it's because I just want to colour the whole lot with the light one. My markers have been used a lot, so I'm hoping somewhere along the line we will get refills, but these have been used for a lot of cards. Now you're going to cut this out. So you're going to use the dark one to bring in some highlights. So you're going to actually use your lines as your highlights. That's why I wasn't really worried about going on that bit there. Okay. And just colour in where the highlight bits are underneath here. Maybe a little bit on the roof. A little bit in the back there, a little bit on the bonnet there. And because I'm cutting it out, it doesn't matter if I go out of lines a little bit. And then I've just used the smoky slate for all the wheels. So I've just gone over the wheels with the smoky slate. Now I've already coloured one in before. I've just got to put one more coating on it. So that's all got one coating of the light crumb cake. It's got the Daffodil Delight. Oh no, sorry. It's Mango Melody on the lights. And I'm just going to come back over with the light one and blend the dark in as well. And you're just going to go over the whole of the car. Okay. And we're going to pop our tree up. So we need some dimensions. So we have the little baby dimensions, which I really like for these poppy pop-up ones, like that need to be popped up. You can actually find some little spaces above the top where they pop up. And pop one up here. And then naturally one right up the top here, because we want it to sit. We're just going to take the backs off it. And they stick to your fingers. Can you see how this is shimmering? I don't really know if you can see the whole shimmery effect on this, but it's just absolutely beautiful. Okay, now we can actually start popping. I'm going to get my little tool, and you can get the tool and you can pop these up. come in from underneath and just pop them up. So this is a little bit more advanced card if you're been stamping for a little bit longer than the norm. But you can see that you can use the same stamp set for lots of different ideas. And just get this one up and get underneath there and poke that one up. Okay, so that's lovely. Then we're going to put our car here. How cool is that? We're going to raise that up. So we've got some bigger dimensions over here. Has everyone seen how big and small our dimensions are? Like that is a little one. It's a little baby one. Oop, get one out. And that's our big one. So they are quite different in size. So if you haven't been using them, they're really great to use. So we're going to just take the back off these ones. And we're going to pop our car there. This is a family gone out to look for a Christmas tree for the day. So we're going to maybe pop our trees just down inside here. But before I do that, I just want to get my, where did I put my brown card? But I might not have cut it yet. But I think I might put this on some early espresso card. I haven't cut it out yet, but I think I'll put it on there. So I can see we've already run out of time again. Don't forget when you're doing little images like the trees to put them on your silicone mat and snail. Then turn it over and just rub the back, and it will take all the snail off except for on the back of your, where you want to stick it. And then you can stick these down in under behind the tree, behind the car I mean, which is really cute. Once again, this snail, turn it over and just rub so that you get the snail off the front end and stick it down in to there. Then that will actually go on top of a early espresso card. Okay, how quick does that time go? It's already time up, so let's just, it's nearly 5 past. So this is really, really cute. It really is a cute little card once it's on the early espresso card. I'll put it on the blue. It's not right on the blue, but you can sort of see if it had a background, it would stand out. Thank you for the love hearts. That's so sweet. So this was our first card tonight, which was just done with our white. Beautiful. I know everyone thinks I'm working back to front, but I can't. It doesn't matter how many times I try turning this around, just doesn't go right. So our beautiful highlight ink direct and another ink direct, so you can do them. Don't forget to put your inserts in to this one, because you need your inserts so you can write. And don't forget to put your inserts in these, because it just makes them look a little bit nicer if you actually put inserts in them. And then we've got our thank you one as well, and our little thank you one that's got nothing on it. I like to keep them blank until I'm ready to use them, and then I can put either happy birthday, get well, or deeper sympathy, or whatever I want on them. Wishing you all a very, very Merry Christmas. I will see you next Thursday night at 7:30, and I hope you've all, maybe you can all put some little comments up how your Christmas went for me. Love to hear from you, and we'll catch you next Thursday night. Thanks for all the love hearts.